Lash Mob. I'm so happy to be talking to you ladies today. My name is Heather, and I live in Phoenix, Arizona, and Christina McSherry personally sponsored me, and I'm super, super excited to be on the Lash Mob, and can I just say that I love you ladies. You are so helpful, so inspiring, so beautiful. I really love being a part of the Lash Mob. I just wanted to share a little bit with those of you who struggle with negativity and feeling down and feeling discouraged when your business and your sales are not where you want them to be. So what can we do to get ourselves off of that funk and dance until we feel better? I think those are some lyrics from a James Brown song, if anybody's familiar with that, you know.
Get up off of that thing and dance till you feel better.
Get up off of that funk, dance till you feel better. I hope that gave you a good little laugh. Okay, yes, that kind of plays out in my mind over and over again because that's really what it's about. You have to do an action like dancing to help you feel better and to move you in a different direction, a more positive direction. And so I love that kind of little song that's been like going over and over in my mind since I've been thinking about talking to you guys. So here's one thing about me. I did not come out of the womb as this positive, I can do anything, I'll accomplish anything, the world is my oyster kind of place. I came out of the womb as a glass half empty kind of girl. And so for years and years and years of my life, I have struggled with having a lot of negative self-talk, having anxiety and fear and thinking, who am I to be able to accomplish something great? I can't do it. I'm not going to be able to do it. How are those people doing it? And just wah, wah. Well, if you're anything like that, let me just tell you that if all of the negative self-talk and fear and anxiety and worry and all that junk could get us anywhere, I would be to the moon and back successful. I mean, beyond successful, because I've spent much of my life doing that. But the thing is, ladies, is that that kind of thinking, that thought process gets us nowhere. Absolutely nowhere. In fact, it gets us to a worse place than nowhere. If you decide, if you don't have your mind right, that negativity can spiral out of control, and that is a rabbit hole that never ends. So my first tip and what I do to help myself not focus on the negative is I make a decision in my mind that I'm not going to sit on that thought for too long. So if I start noticing that I'm having a lot of negative self-talk about my business, about my sales, about where I'm not at, where I tell myself immediately to stop, and I say, no, I'm not going there. I'm not going to think that anymore. And I'm a visual person, and I have to talk to myself. I literally have to tell myself that, because if you're in a pattern of negativity, it takes a lot of effort to not be there anymore. But I believe with consistency, and I've proved that to myself, the more and more I do that, the more successful I will become at quickly turning my thoughts around. And always believing that anything can turn around. I mean, ladies, have we not seen this over and over in our business? Our business can go from nothing to having sales with just like a day. You know, all of a sudden, boom, your business can turn right around. Okay. At the beginning of this month in October, I didn't have a sale until October 6th. I had no prospects. I had no parties lined up. I had nothing. And I was nervous. In fact, I'm telling you, I get nervous every beginning of the month. I'm going to be nervous on Saturday when I go back to zero and realize that I have to do this all over again. So how can I keep myself from being so fearful about it is not thinking on that thought too long, but also thinking, I can do it. I can do it. All I need to do is start talking to some friends, start talking to some people. And also, if you need to, I have to visualize. So sometimes to get off of a negative thought, I have to meditate a little bit for a few minutes and visualize all my self-talk in my brain being swept up into one big pile, almost like a big pile of fall leaves. And I get it all in a pile, so I visualize that all of that junk is going into a pile in my brain. And then I visualize myself with a big broom and I just sweep it all away out of my brain into I don't know where, but nowhere in here. Or a big leaf blower and it just blows everything out of the way so that it's not there anymore. So I have a clean slate and I can start new. Aren't you glad that you have parties, or you have a new day, a new month to just keep trying to do what we've been told to do consistently? So that is the first number one thing. You got to get your mind right, and you got to decide in your head, I am not going to sit on negative thinking, negative self-talk for too long. And if you have to, call your most positive friend who is so positive about everything in their life, vent for a few minutes, like 5 minutes, give yourself, and then let her give you some encouragement and positivity and move it on down the road. Just get that negative crap out of your head, because you have the ability and capacity to do really great things, and you have the ability to do what you want to do with life. And one of the reasons why I started in Unique is because I wanted to give myself and my family more choices, more options for what I wanted to do in life, because I want to enjoy this life. I believe that it's meant to be enjoyed and not just suffered and struggled through. And so there are people out there who live that way. And so I'm trying to put my thoughts and my vision in a place where I know that I can be one day, and believe that. That's why we have these dream boards, and people talk about the dream boards and writing down your biggest vision, and because positive thinking and vision will get you somewhere, but then you have to put action to it. So the next thing that you got to do, and something that I heard from Michelle, there's nothing new under the sun, so I know I'm not telling you anything new. You probably have heard it before, and that is to, when you're feeling discouraged and you're feeling down and you are doubting everything, yourself and the business, whatever, do not focus on your results. And that's been one of the biggest things for me that's been super helpful. I don't focus on results, I focus on actions. And what does that mean? What is actions? What are the action steps that I can do to get myself out of my funk? Okay? Well, one of the biggest things that I do is I consistently ask people to try our 3D fiber lashes on a consistent basis. I will send a really nice message on one of my friends' timelines who I know hasn't tried it yet, and I will compliment them or comment on a picture or post that they had, and then I will send my own result picture photo and put it on their timeline and say, hey, I'm doing this awesome business. I was thinking about you, and this is a naturally based product. These 3D fiber lashes are amazing, and I would love, love, love for you to try it sometime. And post a link to my current party that's going on, or just a link to my site. Eventually, your friends will come around. They'll see it, and sometimes it needs to be the right time for them. Like it was the right time for us to sign up. It needs to be the right time for them. And you have to give yourself patience with this business too. I know that it can be very discouraging to see on the Lash Mob constantly, I'm welcoming this person, I'm welcoming that person, this person hit fast start, this person promoted. That's very challenging for people like me, because we start doing this. Oh no, I haven't sponsored anybody. I don't have a party going. Oh, my sales are not where they need to be. If you're anybody like that, you just sit on that for a second, congratulate them, and move on. And if that means you have to be off the Lash Mob page for a little bit, then do that. You have to do what's right for you so that you can stay in a positive mindset. Your mindset has to be can do and no negative self-talk, because that will not get you anywhere in this business. You have to consistently do some action steps in order to keep progressing. And this business is wonderful because it gives you these little levels and colors, and they're really great little baby steps to help you get further and further along. And by the time you get to pink or to blue, you're kind of getting into a groove of what you need to do. and that will help you just keep going farther and farther and farther. If I haven't followed up with someone or checked in to see how they're doing with their products, I will follow up with them, and then I'll ask them if, I would love to have a party. I would love to do a party with you. So that is also another great way to get parties. Even if you've already sent them an email, send them another one, especially if it's been a few weeks out. I would also say that it's good to have more than one party going at a time, because if you're not having the greatest time with one party, if you have a couple more to focus on, it keeps you from being so discouraged that this party isn't doing well, because then you're focusing and you're doing action steps on these two. So sometimes having several parties going at one time really helps to keep you just the momentum going for the month or for the 10 days that those parties are going for. And then I also will just go into my back office, and if I haven't written thank you notes to people who've ordered from me, I start from the last person I did a thank you note to, and I start doing thank you notes for all the recent people who have ordered and put my business card in. And that really helps you to be grateful and thankful for your business, for the many women who have tried it, who really like it. It really gets you into a place of gratefulness, and that can really help you to get up off of your funk and dance to you feel better. That's what we need to do, right? You got to get your mind right. You got to stay positive, and you got to just, it's like duck, duck, goose. You got to get off of that negative thought, and you got to hit your friends and hit them, and it's a numbers game. Just keep talking to people, talk to people at work, talk to people at church, talk to people at, whatever club you're a part of, and it's like duck, duck, goose. You just keep hitting people, and all of a sudden, goose, somebody takes off, they love it, and it's amazing. And you can think of that also as your negative thinking. You're just, oh, that's a negative thought. I'm off of that one. I'm off of that one. I'm off of that one. Oh, boom, I'm going to hit something that really makes sense to me and makes me take off. Let's be grateful that we have this incredible opportunity, flexibility, adding to our income and to just more fun and more gratefulness in our families and their own individual lives, and keep being each other's biggest fans and collaborating and lifting one another up. We'll get to where we want to be. So thank you so much for listening to you on the Lash Mod page. Mwah! Love you, ladies. Stay positive. Get up off of that funk. Dance to you feel better. Get up off of that funk. Dance to you feel better. Right, Harley? My dog thinks that's a good idea.
Get up off of that thing and dance to you. Sing it now.